that brings me to another point of statistics. So a while back, I was working together with the OECD for the South Korean ministry, or the Korean ministry, on reducing the number of pedestrian fatalities in Korea. They are one of the unsafest countries in the OECD member countries to be walking, so don't really go there and like try to walk around that much next to the road. Something to do with how fast they industrialize and then practically build roads. I think this is really relevant from the AV perspective, because we're always saying that 94% of accidents are caused by human error. That's very, very true. But not all of those people are sitting inside a motorized vehicle. And if you're looking at statistics nowadays, you will see that up to half of the people are not sitting inside a motorized vehicle. Last year was the first year where more people died on a bicycle accident in the Netherlands than actually being in a motorized vehicle. And we're going to see this also happening in other countries successively, right? Like in Germany, the number of cyclists is a bit lower, so it's not to that extreme. But when you're looking at who gets actually injured from cars, then it's a lot of people who are practically, you know, secondary. And then it's the question, okay, like if the car is not actually driving the bicycle or walking you, then how can you plan in for somebody just stepping out into the car lane and, you know, gone? What was that sound? No, I'll not do it then again. So I think that if we're talking about, and we're hearing this in the last 5 years, we have heard this incredibly often, that this 94% number, I don't think that should be the target. The target should be somewhere, I don't know, something realistic, and we should correctly tell ourselves that even 5% is like already an incredible gain. And even so we can get closer maybe to the 94%, there will be still an interaction with people which are not inside an autonomous vehicle. And from my perspective also, we should always ask ourselves, because there will be regulation there is already regulation trying to separate the vehicle from the interaction with the pedestrian, but we should really worry about ourselves if we want that. And I would strongly advise against this, because this has in the past not really reduced or not really increased the well-being of citizens. And I'm saying about this because this is exactly what the direction the Koreans went, right? So the Koreans have a high pace of practically building roads. They were like, oh, this is going to be fine. We're just going to make a highway, and then we're going to have this overpass, and everybody's obviously going to use that overpass. Turns out that all the old people couldn't walk the stairs. So what they're trying to cross a 3-lane highway, and obviously that's not going to go really well, right? Another point maybe which this analysis talks about, like in terms of safety regulation, is that often when the interaction takes place, it has something to do with the foreshadowing of the consequences, right? So like, let's say you're on an intersection and one direction of the intersection has an 80 kilometer speed limit and the other one has a 60 kilometer speed limit. Your brain will see one side of the cars go and you will think that the speed limit of the other side should be roughly the same. You will practically walk into this thinking that you can make it across. Like, this is actually quite a frequent occurrence, actually. This is one of the main determinants of South Korean pedestrian fatalities, is practically not being able to foresee what the next likely event is going to be.